Being a sniper in the Second World War meant living in the shadows, hated by enemies, feared by allies, and haunted by the lives you took. Survival was never guaranteed, and the psychological toll could last a lifetime. Today, we'll explore the deadly world behind the scope, what it did to the soldiers who pulled the trigger, the ones who faced it, and why sniper warfare became one of the most terrifying aspects of the Second World War. After the First World War ended in 1918, the great powers did something surprising. They abandoned their elite snipers almost overnight. Britain, at the height of its sniper capability, had trained marksmen, finely calibrated rifles, and precision scopes. But within months, these weapons were dismantled, sold, or forgotten, and the knowledge gained through years of experience vanished. This wasn't unusual in British military culture. High command considered sniping ungentlemanly, preferring cavalry charges and bayonet assaults. Selecting targets from the shadows simply didn't fit their ideas of honor. By 1939, when the Second World War began, Britain had almost no sniping capability, leaving its troops vulnerable. The United States followed a similar path, with even less preparation. Germany, surprisingly, also reduced sniper programs during the interwar years, only reviving them fully after heavy Soviet losses in 1943. The exception was the Soviet Union. Scarred by devastating losses to German marksmen in the First World War, they built a sniper program from scratch, determined never to be caught unprepared again. The first demonstration of sniper power came in 1939, during the Soviet invasion of Finland, known as the Winter War. One man, Simo Häyhä, would etch his name into history as the deadliest sniper of that conflict. Using a Finnish variant of the Mosin Nagant rifle, nicknamed the Spitz, Häyhä avoided a scope to maintain concealment. He camouflaged meticulously, even holding snow in his mouth to hide his breath, and spent hours in freezing positions waiting for the perfect shot. The results were staggering. Häyhä's confirmed kills reached 259, with an equal number estimated using a submachine gun. On his best day, he killed 25 Soviet soldiers. Nicknamed the White Death, Soviet forces threw everything at him: counter-snipers, machine guns, artillery, even placing bounties on his head. Yet he survived a direct hit to the face, underwent 26 surgeries, and lived to the age of 96. The lesson of Finland wasn't lost on the Soviets. They expanded sniper training, improved rifles, and prepared for the coming war. Meanwhile, Western powers largely ignored these lessons, focusing on Soviet weaknesses instead. When Germany invaded the Soviet Union in 1941, the early campaigns seemed to confirm expectations. The Red Army fell back, entire units were encircled, and rapid victory seemed certain. But in Stalingrad, everything changed. The Luftwaffe's bombardments destroyed buildings, creating the perfect environment for snipers. Soviet soldiers transformed the city into a deadly maze of ruined buildings, rubble, and sniper nests. Lieutenant General Vasili Zaitsev commanded the defense, employing a strategy of close-range combat and relentless sniper harassment. Soviet snipers didn't just kill, they instilled fear. Every movement, every rescue attempt, every attempt to supply troops during daylight could mean death. They prioritized targets carefully: artillery spotters, officers, non-commissioned officers, machine gunners, enemy snipers, and anyone carrying supplies. The most famous of these snipers was Vasili Zaitsev, who in his first 10 days killed 40 Germans, eventually totaling 225, including 11 enemy snipers. Others, like Sergeant Fyodor Oklopkov and Sergeant Mikhail Marovichenko, recorded hundreds of confirmed kills. Soviet snipers turned the streets of Stalingrad into a nightmare for German soldiers. who often feared daylight more than artillery. Sniping exacted a toll on the shooters too. They endured extreme cold, remained motionless for hours, and carried the psychological burden of observing lives before taking them. Yet the Soviets also uniquely deployed women. Around 2,000 female snipers served from 1941 to 1945, with casualty rates of 75 to 80%. Lyudmila Pavlichenko, known as the Lady Death, achieved 309 confirmed kills, including 36 enemy snipers. Rosa Shendina, Klavdia Kalugina, and Tatiana Baramzina each displayed extraordinary bravery, though most paid the ultimate price or suffered lifelong trauma. Across the Pacific, American soldiers faced a different but equally terrifying sniper threat. Japanese snipers, trained in marksmanship and survival, used dense jungle and volcanic terrain to devastating effect. Some tied themselves to trees to maintain positions even if shot. Tunnel networks and spider holes made them almost invisible. American troops quickly learned to conceal rank and avoid predictable movements, but inexperience often proved deadly. In Europe, as the war neared its end, desperation created another horror: child snipers. The Hitler Youth, trained in firearms and indoctrinated with ideology, were left behind as the front shifted. These children fought with terrifying determination. At the Pischdorf bridges, 5,000 boys were deployed. Within 5 days, 4,500 were dead or wounded, a 90% casualty rate. Allied soldiers faced the unimaginable, fighting children who refused to surrender and continued firing until killed. The Second World War was the deadliest era of precision killing the world had ever seen. Trained snipers killed thousands and left survivors with trauma and fear that lingered long after the war ended. Their stories of skill, endurance, and unimaginable human cost remind us of the silent, lethal power of the men and women behind the scope.